Alrighty, it is 2 o'clock. It's time to get started. We have a lot of exciting material to cover. I'm wondering, Kimberly, can you kick us off with some housekeeping items?
Yeah. So welcome to any and all that have either attended a webinar with Pipeline before, or maybe this is your first one joining. We host our webinars via Zoom, and we have a great little question and answer box available for you in your Zoom toolbar. As the screen share commences, it may move to the top, bottom, or side of your screen. I would suggest keeping that up throughout today's webinar, so that way if any questions kind of pop in, you can immediately surface those up. We also have the chat available on this webinar, so you're more than welcome to engage with us there as well, and have conversations and intermingling between anyone and any participant. We'll see that and manage that as well, but I will let you know that any and all questions will be addressed via the question and answer box. They could be answered live throughout the flow or saved for the last 15 minutes of our webinar for when we focus in on questions and answers. First question, always right out the gate. Is this meeting being recorded? It is. All of our webinars are always recorded. We upload them to our knowledge base as well to YouTube, and this one will be specifically delivered to your inbox post this session.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Just want to double check, Kimberly and Marie, you guys can see my screen, the presentation?
Yes.
Awesome. So hi, welcome everyone. My name is Chelsea Santo. I'm the product marketing manager here at Pipeline. Today, we are thrilled to talk to you about our new feature enhancement, our AI email assistant powered by ChatGPT. And we're going to tell you how it's going to turbocharge your team and amplify your emailing efforts. I am joined today by Kimberly, who you just heard from, our Senior Customer Success Manager, and also Maria Harrell, our Product Support Manager. These are our product experts for the day. So today we're going to do a high-level overview of generative AI, what that means and how we've used it in our newest feature. Then we're going to introduce our feature and how it's going to benefit you, and tell you all the wonderful things about it, how it's going to save you a bunch of time and really amplify your team. Kimberly is going to do a product demo for us so you can see exactly how it works. And then Maria is going to show us how to get more AI prompts, and we'll explain what prompts are. But she's going to fill us in about some technical things on the back end. And then, of course, we'll have time for Q&A. Please feel free to plop those in the chat anytime you have a question, and one of us will either answer it live or we can answer it via chat. So without any further ado, let's get started. We have a couple of questions just to gauge our audience today, but the first one, we're going to talk about Pi. So in order to participate in this, you can use your mobile device and scan this QR code, or use your browser, go to slido.com, plop in that 7-digit event code that you see here. So we need to know, what is the best kind of holiday pie? Apple. Yes. An American tradition, we have to. Pecan, that's actually my personal favorite. Pumpkin, yes, there we go. Cherry, ooh, that's it. Wow, there's a lot of cherry coming in. Okay, so this is a word cloud. So as more inputs come in, the words get larger. So that's what you're seeing here. So cherry is sort of in first place, and as you see them amplify, that just means we're getting more input. Okay, great. All right, it looks like a lot of us know how to use this. This is fantastic. Let's go to the next question. So how much do you currently use ChatGPT or other AI tools? Do you use it every day, weekly, occasionally, seldom, or never? Fantastic. We have a lot of responses coming in. Thank you guys for your input. This is really, really helpful. We've got 27. Awesome. I'm seeing a lot of us are not too acquainted with AI. We're going to learn a lot about it today, and we're so excited to tell you about how it works. Okay, last question. So this one, no cheating. Do not Google this. This one's kind of just for fun. What does GPT stand for? Give me your best guess. It doesn't even have to be anything remotely to do with tech. We're going to go over ChatGPT later, obviously, and we're going to learn what GPT stands for, but get people talking. Exactly. Gross Point Technology, no clue. That's an honest answer. Go Process Tools. I love this. See, this is fun. This is fantastic. An Xbox racing game. Oh man. Okay, great. This is, I like get people talking. Yeah, I think that's my favorite. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for your participation here. We are going to move on. So let's talk about generative AI and what it is. So generative AI is still really an emerging landscape. But researchers are really still pioneering AI and how we're using it in generative AI and what that means. So as I was digging into this, in order to create this presentation and bring it to you, I had a hard time wrapping my head around it. So I used a metaphor for a car, and that kind of helped me. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. So let's start at the top. There's AI architecture, and all that means is it's the underlying framework or structure encompassing the overall design, methods, processes, technology. This is what the AI is going to be built on. So let's consider an automobile. An automobile, the factors of an automobile are a motor, powertrain, tires, right? That makes it an automobile. And then if we go down a level, we've got models. So a sedan is a model is a type of an automobile. So an AI model is specialized to suit specific tasks. There are the 100+ models. And like I said, this is still a very much an emerging technology. So researchers are modifying models, they're combining them, they're continuing to find new ones. So very much this is kind of a work in progress. And then if we go down another level, we've got a mid-sized luxury sedan. This is a class of a model, right? So GPT is the model class. There's a couple different types of GPTs, and it's a large language model that learns from a huge data set of text and uses patterns to generate. So GPT is text-based. A GPT model wouldn't necessarily create an image. It's going to generate text, and it does that by using patterns to generate, translate, and try to mimic human language. And then ChatGPT is like a Lexus ES. I'm a Lexus gal. I love Lexus. So Lexus brought the model ES to market. OpenAI brought ChatGPT to market. So it's essentially the product that they've developed. And so ChatGPT leverages the power of GPT, which is a large language model. And we use ChatGPT for drafting emails, writing code, creating written content, translating. It's essentially a conversational chatbot. That's what it was built to do. So, okay, we had the poll where everyone guessed about what GPT stands for. I like get people talking, but that's not quite right. It stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. What does that mean? So generative, it can generate text. It's a generator. It generates things. So it's like a really smart writing assistant that can create sentences. You can converse with it. It can answer questions and even write stories or poems. I've actually given it prompts to write me stories and poems, and it's awesome. It's really cool. Pre-trained. This means it's learned things already. So inside this chatbot is a ton of information that it's already learned from internet, books, articles, other sources to help understand language, to help understand the context around what you're saying so that it can take your prompt from the first word to the last word, understand what you're asking, and then deliver something that's meaningful. And then transformer is a type of architecture, and all that means is that it's highly sophisticated and it's very contextual. So it processes words in relation to the other words rather than sort of one by one like this. So it's just imagine like the text to type on your phone, the predictive text that you have on your phone. It's like a really sophisticated model of that. That's what a transformer is. A transformer is an architecture of AI. Okay. Let's move forward. So you guys, I got a kick out of this. So this is an image that was generated by AI. This was generated by Dolly, which is an image generator that was created by the same people that developed ChatGPT. So I wanted to share this with you because first of all, it's silly. But second of all, it demonstrates that AI tools are just that. they're tools. There are characters on here that aren't even English. So when AI gives us something, when they generate text or imagery or code even, it still needs to be polished and validated by humans. We still need to review what they've given us and throw out, what's incorrect or inaccurate, and validate that the content they're giving us is good content, and it's accurate, right? And it's valid. Okay, so let's talk about Pipeline's newest feature, our AI email assistant that is powered by ChatGPT. So one study found that many employees spend over 4 hours a day managing emails. That's more than half of the average workday. That's bananas. That's a lot of time, right? So what we've done is we've provided this capability that's going to skyrocket your email writing, right? So all you do is you type in some prompts, and look, it generates this entire email for you. Imagine the possibilities here and the time saved. This is going to help you and your team be more efficient. It's going to give you an edge on your competition. It's going to allow you to scale your communications way faster with far less manual effort. And it's quick and articulate. Of course, we need to read the copy that it's generated, but it generates content that mimics human language. So it's conversational, or it's polite, or it's casual. You can write that and it can generate whatever tone that you're looking for. So our new AI email assistant is going to turbocharge your team. This feature is available to all users on all plans. And by the way, if you are new to Pipeline and you're not yet a customer, we have 3 different plans. So right now, this feature is available for everyone across all those plans. And we made that so everyone could utilize it. It's really, really easy to use, as you can see here. And Kimberly is going to give you a demo as well. You can use it anywhere across the app. So depending on your tier and what access you have to email tools, you'll be able to use the AI email assistant wherever you're writing emails in Pipeline. And then the one cool thing that I like to call out is the custom prompts. So you can type in a custom prompt that says, hey, can you write me a follow-up email that calls out our 40% savings on this material? Thanks. And it'll generate copy for you that is using the specific guidance that you give it, which I think is very cool. So 68% of employees believe that their productivity has improved after adopting ChatGPT. That is crazy. That's so much time saved and so much productivity. So I told you that you can turbocharge your team. I know what you're thinking. Chelsea, how can I do that? Okay, I'm going to tell you. So I previously said that Pipeline has 3 tiers. We have start, develop, and grow. So we have, let's start at start. So for start, we have 25 AI email assistant prompts. What is a prompt? So a prompt is any time that you just click generate, you click go, and it generates an email. That's a prompt. So if you're writing an email and if you're asking ChatGPT to give you something, you're giving it a prompt, and you click generate, that's 1. 250 email trackings per user. So what this means is, and this, by the way, is a standard email feature. I'm just wrapping all of it together so you have context around how our new AI email assistant works with the rest of our email tools. So this is an existing email feature, but I wanted to put it here so everyone can see very clearly how this is going to impact your emailing efforts. So email tracking, for those that don't know, when you sync your email to Pipeline CRM, you can see when you're sending off emails, you can see who's opened your email. So that way you can follow up very quickly. If you're like, oh, Bob opened my email, let me follow up with him and close this deal. Start does not have access to email templates, bulk emails, or automated campaigns. Then we have develop, that has more prompts and unlimited email trackings. And then we get to grow, which has the most amount of prompts. It has 100 assistant prompts, unlimited tracking, and of course, access to email templates, bulk emails, and automated campaigns. So with the grow tier now, with our AI email assistant, it's going to completely amplify your emailing efforts. If you can imagine all the time you're going to save across all of these email tools that I just mentioned, you get full access to everything that we have to offer in regards to email tools, and it's really going to boost the productivity of your team. All right, so let's move on. Kimberly, can you kick us off with this feature demo?
Yes. I just want to do a really quick reminder. I did see one question come into chat. Please use the question and answer box for any questions that you may have, just so that way we don't miss you. But I'm going to go ahead and start sharing. And you should be seeing my inbox. Yes?
I see it. Yes.
Perfect. So before today's webinar started, I was going to jump in directly from the inbox page, but I want to back us up a second because Chelsea brought up a really great piece of information that there may be people on this webinar that are not using Pipeline currently. So our foundation and email sync connects to both Gmail and to Outlook, Office 365. When you're working through setting up your email for the first time and setting up your pipeline for the first time, when configuring your profile, you can sync your email directly here within our system. And then this email links using the Pipeline email client or your default email provider client will help you when using our email AI assist. The default email or the Pipeline email client will allow you to open up our email editor within the app. Using your default will redirect you to your specific Outlook or Gmail. So for today's purposes, I will be using the email client, which is where the AI tool is nested. You can see that I do have my email synced and I do have my signature established. It's not super flashy or fancy. You can get very ingrained with this, and you can also set it up via HTML, which I did see as a question that came in the inbox. So just wanted to quickly touch on those before I got into the meat and potatoes of today's product demo. So moving over to our email. We do have this email section in your global navigation bar. If your account admin has renamed any of your titles at the very, very top, it may look a little bit different to you. However, for me, it's email and then the inbox. So my email inbox is synced and pulling directly into Pipeline, and it'll show me my most updated emails. If we are on a start plan, this is going to be the place where you spend the most amount of time, given email campaigns and templates are reserved for our develop and grow plans. If I go ahead and hit compose email, this is our email builder. So with Pipeline and our native client, we provide you as many tools as we possibly could to craft and create emails that will be fitting and applicable to your business. You have quite a few different formatting tools here available for you, the standard text tools, as well as inserting links and images. You also have the ability to align, order, and such like that. And then there is that code view available as well for those techies out there that really like to slice and dice and set up your emails in HTML format. For today's purposes, we're going to focus in on our email AI assistant. If this was to be disabled at any time, you just want to toggle that off and it'll disappear and it's like it's never even there. You go ahead and flip that back on here. I'm going to use one of our pre-built prompts, as Chelsea called them here. You can see that my usage is 26 out of 100. I'm on the grow plan. I've been messing with this a little bit. I tried to keep my count low so that way I could show you guys a low count, but so I'm going to go ahead and hit say hello. So I want to write an email to say hello, use a modern tone, and be concise. This is our default messaging. You can press enter or press the play button here to have it run. You'll get this little automation or animation that'll show you that it's thinking. And then we have our prompt here below. It will remind you what you asked for, and then I'll give you the greeting, and then just wanted to drop a quick hello and say you're doing well. I'm going to go ahead and approve it. You do have the option to rewrite it within that prompt. However, I want to make this a bit longer, or I just want to change it to make it a bit more engaging. Instead of rephrase or extend, I'm going to go make it more engaging. Hit enter again. And it's going to regenerate this one singular line email and just add a little bit more warmth to it. And so I can choose to replace it or additionally rewrite it. So like the possibilities, you can just keep it rolling here. If it's not giving you something that you really, really like, and I hit replace and I say that I want to add in something else, let's say I highlight this specific section and I say extend the given text, add a blurb, add a bit about meeting in person. then it'll take those additional prompts and rebuild, and I'll be able to just pop that in right over that. I genuinely hope you're doing amazing and feeling fantastic. And again, this is a straight out of the box email. So that way every user, regardless of plan, can access this specific version. So you've got here, this is my new prompt. And if you have used ChatGPT at any point, you'll notice that it does get a little friendly. So sometimes to speak to the storytelling aspect, it'll give you a little greeting back, like, sure, I'm happy to meet your requests. But I can go ahead and hit replace, and it will pop that right in there. And to call back to Chelsea's comment about editing and making sure that you are giving this the personal touch that it is designed to have, you want to take out that additional greeting from ChatGPT. As always, when sending an email, you will need a subject and a to. So if I was to say, I want to send this to, let's say, Nick, and then this is going to be like, hello, how are you? And I could send this out with my signature attached. And to speak to that tracking on a singular one-off email, you can choose to make it tracked or untracked. Tracked is going to embed a teeny tiny little graphic in the email itself, which will trigger analytics on our end to show when they click or open your email. And you also have the ability to still schedule and send now with this email AI assist. So that's the singular one-off email. I'm not going to send this to Nick. He's not a real person. We're just going to put that to bed. And we're going to move into the second use case for our email AI assist. So Chelsea mentioned about revolutionizing or revamping or supercharging your team, right? So one of those easy ways in Pipeline is building templates. Templates are reserved for higher tier plans. And with templates, you get an extra layer of email editing, which I'm going to demonstrate here in just a moment. So I've got a couple templates that are already standardized. I've been using them for different email campaigns and such like that. I want to improve them and or structure them a little bit differently, right? So if I pull up this Painters Plus, for example, I've got it titled as Reengage. This is pretty lengthy in terms of an email when you think about, like, I put a lot of time into this. I thought about this really in depth. If I hit edit, I'm able to take different pieces of this and improve it without even using the email AI. Like, I can kind of sidestep generating on first go. So I can just select this and say, make this, rephrase it for me. I want to rephrase this given text, this specific part of my template. I don't have to rejigger the whole template because I really like how I have all of my options listed, and different pieces of the template still fits and is still applicable. I want a new opening. I don't want to send the same email over and over and over again. As this runs, you can use that time to review the other aspects of your email and just make sure that it's aligned to the messaging that you still want to send. You'll notice that the difference with my template, there's going to be some brackets here. Those are what we call merge tags. Our email AI assistant is done. So we've got a new rephrase. Are you thinking about giving your home or business a new paint job? So it reordered my first sentence as well as my second sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and hit replace. And now I'm going to take a look at my merge tags. You'll notice in the editor here at the very, very top, you've got a new button, merge tags. This is going to allow you to automatically input information pertaining to the specific record or person that you are reaching out to. And you'll notice that we've got those attributes bucketed by record type. So you have person options, you'll have company options, which we're working on expanding, as well as deal options, and then any custom fields that you may have for the person records. I'm seeing a sizing problem there. Don't look too close there. But you can add in any of these information, any of these pieces, and it'll populate for you automatically. You'll notice that it says first name. That means that it's going to pick up the first name of the person that I send this template to. I've went ahead and adjusted my template here. I'm just going to give it one final overview, make sure we're good. I've got my subject as Reengage. I'm going to put this Reengage late year contacts. And then actually that's my name, not my subject. So I need to go ahead and update that. We're going to do Painter Plus. We've missed you. And hit save. So you'll notice that my template has been updated. You are able to use the add new template and use the AI email generator to do a custom prompt as well. You do not have to rely on our canned prompts. So if I want to say, build me an email to re-engage lost deals and highlight the opportunity to review their account's use case for Pipeline CRM. This is something that I, as a customer success manager at Pipeline, do quarterly. Not so much monthly, but I do review it quarterly just to go back and look at my lost deals, kind of see why people left and evaluate those pieces. So while that's running, I'm going to quickly dive into a different section of our app to the email campaigns. So if you have attended any of our previous webinars around the email campaigns, you'll know that we built in the ability to do drip campaigns. So previously you were able to send bulk emails, which the email AI assist is still valid and useful for. And now we have brought that into our email drip campaigns. So when adding a new campaign, which is available on the Grow plan, we're going to reference those templates that we just created and updated. So our title here is going to be Painters Plus Reengage. And my start date is going to be next month because I don't want to send anything right before Thanksgiving. People tend to ignore me a little bit before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go ahead and set the start date as 12/4. And I'm going to set the end date as December 29th. No, actually, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring that up to the 18th. So this will be a 2-week email campaign for me. I'm going to set this visibility to global because I want to be able to send to every single contact within my Pipeline CRM that will meet the criteria that I set on the next page. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and continue. This brings us to our rules and conditions. You can get as granular or as simple as you'd like. I can move forward from this screen and not set any conditions if I'd like, but I want to create a very targeted email campaign because I'm looking to re-engage, right? So I'm going to say when a person is up or created, no, updated, because I want to re-engage. And I'm going to say status changes to, and we're going to say cold. I'm going to add an additional status here just to make sure that I have all encompassing. I'm going to go here. Any of these conditions are true. Status changes to, we're going to do lost. So that way I'm looking at anybody that's cold and anybody that changes to lost. You've got a couple other options here to choose when to remove a contact from an email campaign, as well as you can set specific parameters to remove them from an email campaign. So in my case, I've got it set for them to enter this campaign for when they change to cold or lost. Well, when a person is updated and their status changes to a good status, I don't want them to get anything. So I'm going to say status changes to hot and, oh, no, not and, I want or, and any. Status changes to follow-up. These are my 2 identified statuses in my system that tells me that these accounts are live and active and engaged with me. I'm also going to say when they receive all emails or reply to one of them, they will also drop out. So let's say I've got a user in my system whose contact replies and they may not have updated the status. Salespeople, sometimes you're moving a little fast. But they replied to this email campaign. I don't want them to get any more. And you're going to see why here in the next screen. The exception rules, you can choose to selectively exclude people as well based on different contact names, based on company name or specific email domains. And then you can also exclude contacts if they're active in any other and such like that. You can choose a delivery schedule, which means in my case, I like to send things on Monday at 8 a.m. It might be a little bit selfish of me, but I like to be at the top of everybody's inbox. And if anybody tells me that 8 a.m. on a Monday is not a good time, I will politely disagree. I'm going to use this as send immediately because I have this set for a Monday, which means it will send immediately on Monday following my business hours. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and continue, which brings me to my campaign steps. I'm going to hit my add email. Before sending, I want it to wait 0 days, like from the start date of my email campaign. And I'm going to go ahead and create my email. And we're back in our builder. We're not going to start a whole new email, guys. I'm going to add a template. And we're going to add in my Painters Plus, Reengage, late year contacts. So I've got my template here. It applied my subject and it applied my actual body of my email. And then I can choose my signature to go in there as well. It's already populated here, so I don't necessarily need to select anything in the signature field. And then I have this sent by me, myself, and I. So this is going to come from kimber@gmail.com, and that is who they're going to be able to reply to as well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then with the drip campaign, the key here is multiple emails, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit another email. I'm going to say 5 days, create an email, and this is where I'm going to use my email assistant. So I want to do a follow-up on my email. I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to say prompt contact to schedule a call. It would help if I spelled schedule correctly. And I'm going to hit enter. And again, we have our animation here. We'll give it a minute to kind of breathe through it. Are there any questions that have come up between when I started the demo and now, Chelsea, that I might have? If you want to earmark them for me, I can go ahead and review those as well. We have our prompt here. So I hope this email finds you well. I want to follow up on our previous conversation and prompt contact to schedule a call. Again, AI, right? So we're going to kind of fine tune this. I'm going to go ahead and approve it. And then I'm going to update my merge tags first. So I'm going to say, dear first name. And then it's, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to follow up on our previous, let's say email, on my previous email. Let's edit this here, my previous email. And prompt, I'll say you, and ask. Let's say ask if you'd like to schedule a call. And then with this, I'm going to go ahead and put rephrase. And while that's working, I'll review the rest of the email here. We've got, I believe, a call would be beneficial to discuss the offer listed in our previous conversation. Yes, I like that. If you move on from selecting text and you're letting the email AI assistant write, if you are going to approve, which means inserting that text into your body, okay, you want to go back to that text that you had selected and hit replace. That way it will directly replace that line of text that you were working on. The email AI assistant is just that. It's an assistant. It's supposed to be your partner and someone that works along, not someone, but something that works alongside you as you craft your emails day to day. If you were to just hit replace or approve, it'll insert that text and then double up your lines, making your email a bit messy. So you're going to want to make sure that you're a little bit vigilant on where your cursor falls. And maybe, just copy and paste, maybe mess around, just keep your eyes open. But then we've got, I believe a call would be beneficial to discuss the offer listed in our previous conversation. And then please let me know your availability so we can find a suitable time to connect. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Something that I like to do when I send emails is include my calendar link. If you have a scheduling service, I definitely suggest popping that in here. It makes things a lot easier and then you don't have to wait for that back and forth. But I'm going to go ahead and put my subject in here. Follow up. Painters Plus. Back again. And Chelsea?
Yes, you had asked about questions. So I have a question from John, and he asked, can you provide an example of how to exclude domains in email campaigns? And I was hoping to grab you while you were still here, if it's not too much trouble to go back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I manage a majority of our customer accounts here at Pipeline, and I have monthly and quarterly calls with quite a few of my accounts. When I craft new messaging to engage some of my accounts that may not reach out to me as often or don't talk effectively, or maybe they've told me before, I'm not interested in that. I don't, leave me alone. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I got this handled. I flag those domains and I exclude them from any and all upcoming messaging that I would have that would encompass my book of business. In the context of what I'm using here is I don't need to set domains here, like the specific domains of contacts that I've previously spoken with, because I'm doing that by identifying them based on their status and their criteria. But if you did not have this here, you would want to have that list in some sort of format. I would suggest either saving a list view of people that have decided to go no contact, and then entering those domains here. So you could say @test Gmail, which is my test email that I use for all of my email campaigns. So this means none of my recipients would send. But I could send that here and then a comma, and I could do @test gmail.com. And then it would exclude these domains based on what is entered in this section. Did that answer the question?
So,
okay.
Great.
There is one in there, the option under exception rules that marks someone as to exclude them if they've been contacted in the past blank days. This one here. This is looking specifically, and Maria, correct me if I'm wrong, specifically at if they've been contacted via email campaign, not regarding if you've had an email with them within the past few weeks, because that would kind of defeat the purpose of the email campaign. I kind of skipped over it, but I didn't really spend a whole lot of time there because our reports were covered in our email campaign webinar, which we're happy to link in the follow-up communication with this as well. It's a great webinar. Chelsea and I hosted that one as well. But the campaign performance will show you all of your delivered, your opens, your unsubscribes, and your click-throughs. If you have links like a calendar link or like a Zoom link or a registration link for a webinar in an email. And then it'll also tell you how many participants have either been sent, delivered, or failed. Gilbert asked when he hits compose an email, it opens in a new email in his Outlook. That is what I touched on at the very, very beginning. So within your My Profile here, under email links here, you want to using the email client. And that it covers me for the use case portion of our webinar today. So I know we were going to hand it back to Maria, so I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen now.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen, Maria. And we can, then you can do your part. And I know that we've got about 5 minutes left, but we've been answering a lot of questions live. I think we've answered the majority of them. So Maria might take the last 5 minutes. If you guys have any other questions, please plop them in our Q&A, and either we can answer them live before we sign off today, or we'll reach out to you directly. But over to you, Maria.
All right, give me just a moment. I wanted to make sure that everyone has links to our knowledge base. I'm going to throw them in the chat right now. So these are going to be our articles for just the email AI assist in general, as well as what I'm about to go over. So that second link is going to be the upgrading your prompts, right? So as pipeline for each account level, we've included a number of prompts so that everyone has access to this feature, up to 100. And so if you find that you are going beyond that 100 and you have an OpenAI account or you don't yet, you're able to create an OpenAI account. And what that will do is allow you to break open the limit that we've set for those prompts, and you'll be billed by OpenAI for using their product, but you're able to use it within Pipeline. So these are the instructions for how to connect that. If you have an OpenAI account, you'll go to openai.com, use your login, and when you get past the login screen, there is a ChatGPT option on the left and an OpenAI option on the right. You'll want to click on the OpenAI option, and then it'll take you to a new screen with some options on the left-hand side. If you click on the lock icon on the left, which I think our video is about to catch up to my explanation, lock on the left, and you'll tell it that you want to create a new secret key. You'll name your key and then tell it to create it. And then click on the little copy icon and then navigate back over to your Pipeline account, go into the App Store. Within account settings, it's there down on the lower left-hand side. And then scroll down till you find the little robot icon for email assistant. Click on configure and then open AI integration and paste that key in there. There's a little test option. It'll tell you you have success, and then you press save. That's a big one. Make sure you press save before you leave that. And that will make the connection between your OpenAI account and your Pipeline account. For the purpose of using this in Pipeline, you should not have to revisit OpenAI past this step. You should just be ready to go with your prompts. And that is pretty much that. And, the links that I put in the right-hand side will give you, a lot of the information we've covered today, as well as this video for these steps and more explanation on making that connection. I also really quick, I clicked on answer live for John's question about if we have standard prompts document available. We don't at the moment, but I will definitely take that feedback and see what we can come up with. The feature is relatively new for the product and for our team, but I am sure that we will, be able to kind of aggregate, some of the feedback that we get there and try and figure out what's going to be the most useful information for us to provide there for customers. And that is all for me. So I guess we can go to Q&A. I think we have some items in there waiting.
I am talking on mute. I'd just like to take a moment to invite anyone that is not yet a Pipeline customer that would like more information. Plop your name in the chat as well. We could link you up with Cooper. He's our awesome sales guy. He can give you a demo. We can send you more information. So if you're interested in starting with Pipeline, let us know. We can definitely follow up with you directly, answer any of your questions, and get you started right away. As far as additional questions, yeah, she went over John's. I don't think there's any additional questions that we can answer right now in our chat. There's one that's pretty technical about email, but Jason has a question, but I think we can follow up with you directly, Jason, about your question about Gmail and your signature. We have 1 minute left, so I think we can just take this time to say thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I know we've got a holiday later this week, so we really appreciate your time. We appreciate you entertaining our crazy poll questions and all of the other Q&A questions that you had coming through. We're so excited about this new feature and that you guys are excited about it as well. So thank you very much for joining us today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you all so much. I also linked our product ideas portal in there too. If you have any product feedback, that is the place to drop it. This email AI assist was sort of kind of developed out of that, as well as the email campaign feature. So
yes,
we truly do listen to the voice of our customers. So we can't stress that enough. But thank you all for attending, visiting, and engaging with us. It was really great.
Thank you.